You went pro, which is the dream for so many competitors. What was your journey like leading up to the Sydney show?
I got into a major car accident and I fractured my foot. It was a big challenge. 6 weeks out, everything changed from there. But I just, kept my eyes on the prize, kept focused, kept controlling the things that I could. I had like doctors laugh at me when I was like, look, I need to be in a heel in 6 weeks. I couldn't do anything weight bearing, which is pretty much all bodybuilding, right? But yeah, I was ready to do whatever it took. I was quite grateful because being in that car accident, it was really scary as well. And so I was like, if it's only a fractured foot, like I feel like that's the best case scenario. Like I'm still here, I'm still able to walk, I'm still able to move my body. Like it could be so much worse.
Welcome back to the Comp Closet podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Sarah Moore, and today I'm chatting with one of the newest FMG Bikini Pros, Chloe Lord. Chloe, welcome.
Hi, how are we?
I'm so excited to have you on. Can you share with us how you first got involved in bikini comps?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to when I was a dancer. So I've been a dancer my whole life. And so I've always been active. The reason I actually got into the gym was because of dance. Like I had people telling me that I wasn't going to make it as a dancer because I wasn't fit enough. So that's how I kind of got into the gym initially. Um, and then from there, I just fell in love with how weight training made me feel, like how strong and empowering it was. But I was still a baby in the gym and I didn't really know what I was doing. So I went to Instagram and I saw people like Rachel Dillon, Lauren Simpson, Hattie, and I just thought, wow, these girls are so incredible, so strong and hardworking outside of the gym. And then seeing them compete in such a glamorous and in such a feminine, beautiful way, I thought it was incredible, but it felt like something that was so out of reach for me. So I just kept going with my gym and my dancing. I did 2 years of full-time dance, and once I graduated that, I wanted another goal to work towards, and so I reached out to my coach now, Letitia. I had just seen her compete and win her pro card. I reached out to her. I actually reached out twice. The first time I kind of backed out and I was like, oh no, like I'm not ready for this. Like, who do I think I am? Like, I can't do that. And then, I thought about it for like a while. Like, it's been a goal of mine to compete. It became a passion for years. And so I was like, no, 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 I'm going to give it my go. Like, I'm going to reach out again. And then, yeah, we got into my first prep, which was 2 years ago now, or a year and a half ago, and I loved it. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. Initially dance, into the gym, and then into bodybuilding.
I love that. So, what actually helped you make that decision to start with your coach? Because you mentioned you kind of like
Mm.
almost didn't do it a few times and then finally you did it. Is there something that actually made you make that decision to start?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like a limiting belief. I was like, why can't I do it? I just thought, you know, I may as well give it a shot. Like there's no one holding me back except myself. So I wanted another goal to work towards, and I really did feel like competing aligned with me. Like it was the beautiful blend of, training super hard outside of the gym, but then getting to go on stage at the end of it and showcase your hard work. And being a dancer, I literally love being on stage so much. And so I was like, if I want to do this so bad, like, why would I hold myself back? It was kind of just that realizing that and just going for it.
Yeah, I love that. So, do you feel like your transition from dance to like bikini comps, do you think your background in dance actually helped you make that transition?
Yes, 100%. Even just like performance quality is so important. Like if you look uncomfortable on stage, it can make the judges or the audience feel uncomfortable. I think that's probably the number one thing that helped me as a dancer. Like that's always been my major quality as a dancer as well, as my performance quality. And just having that shine through. But then also so much more. Being a dancer, I feel like any dancer knows you grow up with like all this kind of discipline and hard work ethic and everything, and that does really transition into your training and prep and everything like that too.
Yes, incredible. And you've competed twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long was there between your two shows?
Um, it was just over a year. So I competed Gold Coast October, I want to say 2022, I think. And then most recent Sydney FMG show.
And you went pro, which is the dream for so many competitors. What was your journey like leading up to the Sydney show, and why were you aiming for that pro card?
Um, I feel like everyone who competes is like aiming for that pro card, right? Like everyone wants it, but I do think there is a difference between you know, wanting the pro card, but then also realizing like when you're ready and deserving of the pro card. And I feel like this show and this prep, I really, really had my eyes on that pro card. I felt like I was ready to get there. I, gave that prep my all. So yeah, the prep was a long one. It was 22 weeks. And that's just because my body does take a little bit longer to achieve fat loss. Everyone's different, and I just suit a longer prep better. So yeah, we started prepping in December, slowly brought the cows down, cardio up, everything that you do in a prep. And then unfortunately, 6 weeks out of show, I got into a major car accident and I fractured my foot. So that really did um, it was a big challenge. 6 weeks out, everything changed from there. But I just, kept my eyes on the prize, kept focused, kept controlling the things that I could. And yeah, I did it. I got to show day, gave it my all, and here I am.
Yes, I'm so proud of you. That must have been a significant setback, fracturing your foot, with all the
Yeah.
training and posing and steps that you normally have
Yeah.
to do on prep. What sort of impact did that have on your training and your mindset?
Yeah, it was a lot. I had like doctors laugh at me when I was like, look, I need to be in a heel in 6 weeks. They laughed at me and I was like, no, like I actually like this is gonna happen. We just need to make it work.
Mhm.
Um so the doctor said that I couldn't do anything weight bearing, which is pretty much all bodybuilding, right? Like no RDLs, no lunges, nothing pushing through the foot. Um, but at the same time, we're so lucky these days that like we have access to so much different equipment. So things like the reverse hyper and 45-degree back extensions, leg extensions, lying hammy curls. I just really had to utilize all the stuff that I could do. So my program for the last 6 weeks was so basic because it was just all the seated equipment. And we just had to kind of, yeah, push everything till failure or high reps, low weight, because I couldn't really be pushing heavy weights through the foot. With my steps, like you said, I couldn't go for walks because I was in a boot. So instead, I just had to do 2 cardio sessions. Even my cardio was impacted. Um, so I was on the bike, which couldn't really get my heart rate up compared to the Stairmaster or elliptical for myself. Um, but yeah, I just jumped on the bike for 2 sessions a day. So one would make up for my steps, one would be my cardio. We did have to pull back nutrition, so drop the calories even more, which was obviously
Mhm.
frustrating because they're already low. But yeah, I was ready to do whatever it took. I wasn't going to let the fractured foot stop me. So yeah.
Yeah. So you have obviously a really strong mindset. Was there a moment when you fractured your foot that you thought, maybe I can't do this, or you always just thought, I'm going to make this happen?
Yeah, definitely. There was moments of I can't do this. To be honest, it wasn't I can't do this. It was just getting anxious about the unknown because no one was giving me a clear answer and I didn't even have a clear answer for myself whether I was going to be able to do it or not. But I just had to keep putting everything into perspective. Like the Sydney show, yes, I've been prepping for that for 22 weeks, but it's not the only show. So if I'm not going to step on that stage, I will step on stage one day somewhere in the world, but it might just not be, you know, the show that I was hoping for. Um, But yeah, I had definitely moments of like, why me and all that. But no, I just kept a strong mindset through. And I was quite grateful because being in that car accident, it was really scary as well. And I was like, if it's only a fractured foot, like I feel like that's the best case scenario. Like I'm still here, I'm still able to walk, I'm still able to move my body. Like it could be so much worse. So yeah, just focusing on those things.
Yeah, that is so true. And I feel like that's so incredible to have such gratitude in a time like that
Mm,
as well, because
yeah,
some people would have been like, oh, poor me kind of thing. But you
yeah.
saw the bright side of it and you just kept
Yeah,
pushing.
I do feel like it is yeah, like having a car accident or an injury, you do go through like grief, and grief comes in different waves. So, my first wave was gratitude. I was just so grateful. And then I feel like I did start to get really angry and sad. And like you do go through the why me and like this is so unfair and all this.
Mhm.
But yeah, it comes in waves and it's just about how you cope with it. You can't let it get you down and, push you away from your goals. You just got to keep pushing towards them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And what was the hardest part of the whole prep for you?
The hardest part, I feel like, would probably be fracturing my foot and just how limiting that made everything. Even, not being able to drive or drive around or anything, I did have to rely on other people in my life. Like, I'm very lucky. My boyfriend helped me drive around a lot. I had my family and everything, but it did definitely make it a lot harder. And I think also with the fracture, because my training intensity wasn't as hard and I wasn't able to practice my posing, I feel like I almost had to pull back a little bit. And then I would be looking at people on Instagram and seeing like other competitors and seeing all the things that they were doing. And then I'm just sitting on the couch with a fractured foot. That was really hard and difficult because, I was like, oh, they're practicing posing. Like, I can't even pose. Like, that kind of comparison was difficult. Um, so yeah, I think just yeah, I think like having the fractured foot was difficult because I did have to pull back, which I don't like doing, and then getting into my head about, am I going to be ready by show day and everything.
Yeah, and competitors have those feelings on the best of days as well when they're
Yeah.
100% well and
Yeah.
nothing's fractured. How did
Yeah.
you deal with or overcome the comparison?
I just really had to focus on keeping my eyes on my in my own lane. Like just keep focused on what I was doing, and just putting all my energy and focus into things that I could control. Like you can't control what other competitors are doing, and everyone's going to be doing things differently. Um, and yeah, I think also seeing like I would compare myself to other competitors and how they're looking. And I think you have to realize that everyone is so different. And that's what makes us all beautiful is how different and unique we are. Even though at the end of the day, yes, we're in a bodybuilding competition and like that's we are literally getting compared and judged off our physique, but you have to remember that everyone is so unique and so different. Everyone's prep is going to be different, and if you can kind of look at someone and use that as motivation rather than comparison, um, then it's going to be so much better. But yeah, I think I just had to really keep my like blinkers on, and that was the main thing. And the thing is, what's funny is the girls that you might be really in your head about or like getting like, comparing yourself to, you're probably not even going to be on stage with them. Like I found I was comparing myself to wellness girls and I'm like, no wonder their glutes are so big. Like I'm a bikini girl, they're wellness. Like it makes sense now. So yeah, there's no need to compare yourself or worry about what other people are doing.
Yes, that's so true. And people come in at different speeds as well in
Mhm.
preps, and they
Exactly.
look different online to how they look on show day. So it's
Exactly.
like there's really no point in comparing, but
Yeah,
I think we all get stuck in that
100%.
trap sometimes.
100%. It's such a waste of energy. Like you don't need to do it. Just put that energy into what you're doing instead.
Exactly. So moving on to your build phase, you obviously mentioned you had a bit of time between your
Mhm.
first show and your second show where you went pro. What did your build phase involve?
Yeah, so my build was about a year or just over. So the first few months of my build was quite hard because I did put on a bit of body fat. So I got up to 70 kilos. My maintenance weight is around 62, so I built up to 70 kilos. And I will admit, I was quite uncomfortable at that weight. I found myself like clothes that I normally feel comfortable in, like a sports bra, I just did not feel comfy in at all. So I found that quite hard. And I had a Europe trip coming up as well. So I did a mini shred for Europe. I feel like, as all us girls do, quick little Euro shred. And then I think I went to Europe around 65 kilos. I was in Europe for about a month. I came home and maintained weight. I was still 65 post Europe. So then we continued into a build, pushed the cows up. To be honest, my calories didn't go that high in my build. I actually can't tolerate that much food, unfortunately. So my calories only got to around, I want to say 2,200 or 2,300, around that. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so it wasn't like a crazy build, but my body did, like, it puts on weight quite easily. So yeah, we built for about a year with a month gap in between, and then started the prep in December.
Amazing. And you made some massive improvements from the
Yes.
photos and videos that I have seen you post. What's your biggest tip for someone else entering a build phase?
I think just really shift your focus from how you're looking and focus on how you are performing in the gym. Like, I really loved how strong I got in my build. Like, I was focusing on lifting some really big, heavy compound lifts. Like, every single session, I was just training so hard and I loved it. I loved the energy that I had. Like, I was doing 140 kilo deadlifts, my hip thrust got to 210 kilos. Like, just really focus in on the energy you have and focus on strength goals rather than physique, like how you're looking, because you're building muscle, but it is kind of hidden under a layer or two of fat. So don't get in your head about that. Just keep your eyes, like, keep focused on why the build is important and why you're doing that. And then you'll be able to stick to it, you know?
Yes, I absolutely love that. And I think after going through a prep as well, you really do appreciate that extra
Mhm.
energy and the fuel from food that you have
Yeah,
for training in your build phase. So definitely anyone in a build phase, make the most of that.
100%, because you'll miss it.
Exactly. And did you struggle at all with staying patient in your build phase? Like you mentioned, you did the one mini cut, but were there moments where you're like, I just want to shred some fat now?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you definitely do. I think the moments where you are like in the gym and you feel uncomfy, like I have memories of like getting hot in the gym and taking off my pump cover and like instantly feeling uncomfortable, and like that, moments like that, you're just like, oh, I just want to, you get really impatient. You're like, I just want to be shredded. But I don't know. I think, yeah, I think once you just shift your focus away from that, um, I think if you are feeling really, really uncomfortable, reach out to your coach, because like a little mini cut is probably ideal. And to be honest, I think I needed a mini cut before I did, because I think I did go a little bit too far. Um, but yeah, don't be impatient, because like building takes time. It takes so much time. It's not like my first comp I built for like 4 months, and to be honest, how much muscle did I grow? Probably none. So yeah, be patient with it, because building muscle takes time, especially as females and especially as natural competitors. It takes so much time. So don't rush the process, enjoy it. And yeah, like, you know what kind of got me through though? Just reminding myself that we are in control of our bodies. Like, we are always in control, whether you're in a build or a cut. Like, we are in a controlled like way slowly putting on muscle and fat. And so in the same way, you can control your body to shred it off. So it's not like a, oh my God, how did I get here? What has happened? Like I've gained so much fat. It's like, no, you're in a build phase. You're doing this for a purpose. Stay patient, stay committed, and stay determined. And it's not going to last forever. You will enter a calorie deficit. You can get the fat off. It's not the end of the world. It's not like, oh, this is my physique now. See ya. You're doing it for a purpose, and then you can go the other way as well.
Yes, I think that is such good advice, like remembering that it's not permanent. And
Yeah.
if it's your first build phase, then it is a little bit more scary because you haven't been through that build and shred process. But
Yeah.
if you've got a good coach, just trust them and listen to them. And like you said, like they'll be in control or you'll be in control and it's just absolutely fine and it's not
Exactly.
permanent.
Exactly. And plus, I think, like, as females, having a little bit of extra fat is so sexy. Like, embrace it. Like, embrace the curves, embrace, feeling strong. Like, it's hot, you know? I'm shredded as right now, and I don't feel that sexy, to be honest. Like, I think having the extra body fat is hot. So embrace it. Embrace the glutes.
Yeah. It comes with so many benefits as well.
Yeah.
Can you describe your experience on show day and like what was going through your head? Did you feel any pressure?
Yeah, show day was such a vibe, I have to say. I loved the Sydney show. It was so good. The vibes backstage were amazing. Um, did I feel any pressure? I did, but I made a really big conscious effort to release all the pressure I was feeling on show day. I realized, like, leading into the show, I had a lot of support coming to watch me compete. And I was putting pressure on myself because I was like, oh my God, like, they've all paid money to be here. Like, I need to do well for them. Like, I was putting so much pressure on myself. But in reality, they're not putting pressure on me. And if you are feeling the pressure, it's most likely you're putting that pressure on yourself. Like, you're competing for yourself, you're not competing for anyone else. So, really, that external pressure, like, it's not there. So, you can just release it, let it go. And if you are getting pressure from external sources, like your coach, like telling you, like, I don't know, doing something or saying something that's increasing your pressure, um, just remind yourself of your why, and your why should be for yourself, right? You're not competing for anyone else. Otherwise, why would you? Um, so yeah, there shouldn't be any pressure from anyone, and yeah, just let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And then what emotions did you feel when you won your pro card?
Oh, it was such a surreal feeling. I feel like I was just in shock, to be honest. Um, in the morning show, though, before I had won my pro card, I got first call outs, and that even was like a mind-blowing experience because every single posing session I ever did, I like manifested that. I was like, yeah, first call outs, here we go. Like, I just manifested that. And then when it actually happened, I was like, oh my God. And so that was pretty crazy. And then when I won my pro card at the night show, I think I was in shock. I was like, but it was also kind of like I felt relieved. I was like, I did it. Like, I actually did that. Like, I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it really didn't sink in for a few days after. And I went for a big walk a few days after to a place where I go to in nature when I'm like having like hard times or good times or whatever. Like, it's just like my little place. And I went there and I just cried. I was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, it's still so surreal. Even now, I'm just like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. And it shows how hard you work for it as well. Like you obviously put so much into it and had a hard prep with
Yeah.
obstacles that you obviously had to overcome. So I think, those tears of joy or
Yeah.
proudness are definitely
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I was like, oh my God. I nearly cried on show day, and I was like, no, we can't ruin the stage makeup. We're not crying today.
And the stage photos.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we're not ruining that. And oh my God, the tan, imagine. No way.
So now post-show, are you reverse dieting, recovery dieting?
Mhm.
Like, what are you up to post-show?
I am reverse dieting, but to be honest, it's almost like a recovery diet because my cows have nearly doubled. So yeah, it's pretty good position to be in post
Wow,
show. Yeah.
amazing. And how's that going for you?
It's going really good. I am loving the extra food, to be honest. Um, yeah, my body weight has actually maintained since show day, which is pretty crazy. So, still the same weight as when I was on show day. Like I said, I'm eating like double the amount of food. I'm eating out at restaurants, so eating out like once or twice a week so far, and it's been fine. I'm just, like putting in little things that I was doing during prep, anyways. So I'm pretty much
Mhm.
eating the same foods, but I am just like increasing carbs. So, for example, I had a chicken salad pretty much every day in prep. Now I'm having a chicken salad with rice. Or in prep, I would have egg white omelette, and now I'm having an egg white omelette with a corn thins or an English breakfast muffin. So I'm still feeling very structured and in my routine with food, but I am incorporating more carbs, and I'm also incorporating more soul foods as well. So, like, I'll track in like a chocolate at the end of the night or whatever. And to be honest, some days I do go over my cows, and when I'm eating out at restaurants, like I've had a cocktail or, I'll have a pizza or whatever it might be. And just realizing that that is so okay. Like, releasing any feeling of guilt or anything like that, because I think if you feel guilty towards food or having a certain food, that's when you can kind of go down a toxic road of, feeling guilty and binging or restricting or whatever it might be. And so just having a really neutral outlook towards food is so important in your reverse diet.
What advice would you give to a competitor that's really struggling with that kind of guilt and binge restrict cycle post comp?
Um, well, number one piece of advice I think would be reach out to someone, because you're not alone. A lot of competitors feel it. And I think if you are feeling guilty and you're holding that all within yourself, it's only going to be damaging. So, first of all, reach out. My DMs are always open, and I'm sure yours are too. You've been through reverse diets. So, that would be my number one thing. I would also say, no food is good or bad for you. Let's say you want to have some Biscoff. It's so fine, but have it without feeling guilty. Still track it into your day. I think where you can go wrong is if you just go, oh my God, I've messed up. And then you don't track it or whatever it is. And you just go on a whole binge. So actually allow yourself to have foods that you want to eat, track it into your day. Um, Another piece of advice that I think has helped me a lot is enjoy foods with family and friends. So instead of, having chocolate by yourself at the end of the night, why don't you reach out to a friend and go out and get ice cream together and create memories and have it like in a really happy environment, or go out to dinner with your family and friends and make memories around food. Don't just feel like you're still so restricted, um, and isolated. Yeah.
Yes, I love that advice. And that is exactly what I do on a reverse diet as well, is plan like once or twice a week to go out and have,
Mhm.
a treat or a meal with family and friends,
Yes,
because then you're actually enjoying that time as well. And it's not so
100%.
focused around the food and you don't have the temptation of all the food in your house.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the other thing. I think if you do have one or two dinners or some things booked in your week, you have those to look forward to as well. So then you're almost more likely to, like, I mean, I'm really keen to eat my like preppy foods throughout the week, and I'm like, yes, yum, love this. And then you can also be like, oh, I can't wait till Friday night when I'm going out for sushi.
Exactly. And I think that comes down to enjoying your food on prep as well. Like, are you
Yes.
eating meals or were you eating meals that you actually enjoyed on prep?
Me? Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is a major difference from this prep compared to last. I literally loved all my food this prep. Last prep, I'm looking back at photos. I'm like, oh my God, how did I eat that? So silly. But makes a big difference. Yes.
What's your favorite meal on prep?
Oh my God, I love my corn thins or rice cakes, the thick rice cakes with like peanut butter and honey or banana. And it's always my pre-workout. I feel like it sets the tone for the best workout. I think that has been my favorite. Last prep, I was doing some crazy stuff. Like I have photos of me getting celery sticks and putting light jelly over the top to make like a sherbet stick, or putting stevia and cinnamon on lettuce. Like, oh my God, just somewhere, I don't know, teach her about volume because that was not it. Whereas now
I've
I
never heard that.
yeah, I was wild. I was wild. But no, now this prep, I've just been like, oh, loving my potatoes. Honestly, every single meal I could brag about. So yum. Other people might say otherwise, though. Like, I have some of my friends that are like, your egg whites look disgusting. And I'm like, okay, each
They
themselves.
don't get it until they've been through a prep.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't realize how good egg whites taste after you've been so depleted.
So post comp, I know it's pretty common to struggle with like a little bit of post comp blues. Have you struggled at all with that?
This prep, I'm so lucky that I haven't. No, I honestly feel like this is just the beginning for me. I have a lot of little goals that I'm working towards, so I feel really driven and inspired and motivated. Yeah, I don't really, yeah, I'm not experiencing that at the moment.
That's good. And what are your goals or plans for the future in this sport, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, of course. I definitely want to do an international show. FMG are holding so many incredible shows. I kind of have my eyes on Dubai. I feel like that would be cool, but not this year. I want to, reverse out of this prep. I don't think I'm going to enter another prep this year. Um, but yeah, definitely next year. Not too sure which show yet, but I think something international would be cool. Um, yeah.
Amazing. And then you can tie in, a little bit of travel or a holiday with it,
Yes.
which Dubai is a
I've
great location for
yes.
that.
I've never been to Dubai and I think it would be so cool. Imagine like the post-show party. Oh my God.
Yes, and it's at like the show is at one of the biggest fitness expos in the world. So just that
Yes.
whole like
Oh,
environment and the
yeah.
network would be incredible.
100%. And I've heard a lot of people saying that because Dubai is so central, it would have a lot of competitors from all over the world, like because it's close to Europe and people from everywhere will fly into Dubai. So I think it'll be a big show. It means it's going to be hard competition, but like at the end of the day, you don't want to run away from the competition, right?
Yeah, more motivation.
Exactly. What show are you doing next, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm doing Gold Coast Pro Am and then Dubai because they're only a week
Oh,
apart.
yes, you're going to do back to back.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yes.
that's so exciting. So two different bikinis.
Two different bikinis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything. We're going to be packing a lot of bags to fly two places from New
Oh
Zealand for
my
shows.
God, that's so exciting. I'm going to see you in the Goldie
Yeah,
then.
I'm so
I'll
excited.
be there. I'll see you.
Yes. So, for those who want to follow your journey or learn more about your coaching, where can they find you online?
My Instagram is Chloe X Lord, or my coaching is Carved by Chloe.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.